Welcome to Stormy Willow, where we explore the paranormal, celebrate the odd, and never trust the living. I'm your host, Adele, Hope Assassin.
And I'm your host, Sarah, Perky Panic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a
I like
dynamic
that.
duo.
Yeah. Who are you telling? It's an
Hey,
exhausting duo.
did you hear in the news that Lindsey Graham wears merkins?
You don't say.
I
I'm
think it's,
shocked.
I mean, we can't really dispute it, so now it's a rumor we should all
I
spread.
mean, listen, we're all finding our creative ways to fight fascism and spreading gossip. Well, that might be ours.
We're
Or
just
not.
gonna
Who
spread some
knows?
shady.
Yeah, we're gonna spread some stuff. It's kind of like that game Telephone.
Yeah, harmless but humiliating rumors we're gonna start.
I wonder what it will end up.
It'll end up being true.
It'll be a truth what is gonna happen. Oh my gosh, I love it.
But you want to hear some other stuff that's true and also.
I mean, I don't know what could top that, but let's hear it.
Okay, well, let's get into the booger news.
Okay.
All right, and this is from verdict.co.uk.
Okay, we're going across the pond.
Yeah, so the future of crime and punishment, Cognify. So, yeah, this is more of like an idea, and then we can talk about what we think about it.
Okay.
But we're diving into a futuristic concept that could change the way we think about criminal rehab. Cognify, a proposed system that uses brain implants to make criminals experience the emotional impact of their crimes from the victim's perspective. The concept was introduced by Hashim Al-Ghaili, I think is how you say his name. Sorry if I butchered it, but we'll just go with Al-Ghaili, a science communicator with a background in molecular biotechnology. So no dummy, like a legit.
Yeah, wow.
So Al-Ghaili has
Overachiever.
right. But yeah, he's gained recognition for presenting futuristic ideas in an engaging way, often blending speculative science with emerging technology. And Cognify is one of his latest proposals, designed to replace traditional prison sentences with a more immersive and personalized rehab process. So theoretically, how it would work, it's designed to take place within a controlled facility, ensuring that the process is conducted in a monitored and secure environment. Offenders undergoing the procedure are not free or in public during the process, but it's kind of like an alternative to prison. First, it would be a choice-based system, so offenders can choose between a traditional prison sentence or the Cognify approach. 2, brain mapping, which I am totally game for. Maybe not this way, but anyway. AI and neural implants scan the brain to identify memory and emotional processing, like centers. So it's kind of like where you should feel empathy. Maybe they don't, but they can figure out where it is and kind of remap it. But I think we should be studying that anyway. Like, clearly, criminals have different minds and paths and ways their brains work. So, yeah, I say study that.
Imagine if you could get to that earlier, like how they say that like serial killers have like certain, childhood behaviors. Like,
Yeah.
if you could maybe start doing that earlier, then maybe you could protect them and their victims.
Yeah, or at least like understand more about their brain processes.
Yeah, I think it's
Like,
fascinating.
yeah, and then there's 2 more steps. So the memory implantation. So the idea is that you would have artificial memories and insert them, allowing offenders to experience events from their victims' perspectives. So it's kind of like implanting false memories.
Yeah.
And then there would be behavioral assessment. So following the process, offenders are monitored to evaluate behavioral changes and the whole rehab progress, which I think sounds kind of good. And I know what everybody's thinking. It depends on who's in charge of it. So potential benefits. Supporters of the concept argue that Cognify could lead to more effective rehab by fostering empathy and reducing repeat offenses, and I agree with that. Traditional incarcerations have often been criticized for being punitive rather than rehabilitational, and I completely agree with that. And the system offers an alternative that focuses on changing behavior at a neurological level. But of course, big ethics questions and practicality. So while the idea is innovative, it raises ethical concerns. Would implanting memories be a form of psychological manipulation? Yeah, I think you could eventually, like, if you wanted to do bad things, manipulate people
Yeah.
to do it. Would it be misused? Things like that. And, you know, just to say this is all purely conceptual, but I think it's a great idea for the most part. Just depends on who's running it and if it's for profit. That will be the big.
Yeah, that's so true. I think it's fantastic science, and I think it has potential to be amazing. But as to your point, yeah, I mean, can you imagine if it's got the hands of like Elon Musk? And that's the problem.
Or yeah,
I
like
could definitely see him or Jeff Bezos wanting to fund this and then use it for their gain, and that is terrifying.
well, I think the scary thing is also Neuralink, which Elon Musk is already doing, like the implants and brains. Um, and I don't think this is too much of a further step, but I'm sure he would want a hand in the technology,
Yeah,
which is like, no, 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 do not do that.
absolutely not.
Those
Yeah.
freaking creeps. But generally, yeah, I think if the psychological community ran it and there were like review boards, it could be done well, but it'd have to be through the
Hmm.
science community, not the criminal justice community, I don't think.
Yeah, agreed. Because I think it could be really helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's actual rehab. Like,
Yeah,
and if nothing else, we would at least know more about the way the minds of criminals work, which I
exactly.
don't know
And
why we're
like
not.
you said, it can really help with prevention
Yeah. So,
if we have the science to understand. So, and it sounds like we do. So it's pretty exciting.
yeah. So, let us know what you think, Brood.
Let me tell you what I do for a living, guys. No I'm kidding. Like you've got people like this, like making these huge advances. And I'm like, wow, it's
Yeah.
great.
I close mortgages.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's fine. But I think that's awesome that there are people that are out there doing this fascinating work. It's just really
Yeah.
cool.
I think it's definitely something that has legs. And
Me too.
we'll probably see more of
Let's hope
those.
let's hope it doesn't walk into the wrong hands.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were already testing this kind of crap out,
I'm
not telling
eh,
anybody.
sure, like it's probably been around for a long time. And like, we've been
Yeah,
testing
like
people. It's like we've been testing Trump this whole time. We've been I watched him like be like a really nice guy, but like he's had this implant. It's so like that's what happened. I mean,
never say never. It's
I
what I
don't
say.
ever think he was a nice guy, but I'm just saying, wouldn't that be
Maybe
something?
since birth, they were like his brain's still mushy. You know, how babies
Let's
don't
just
have
go with
like
it, see
like
what
fused
happens.
skulls yet. They're like, oh yeah, let's just put it in the soft spot of his brain.
Hey, maybe we'll.
Who knows?
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard on the street.
So I don't know. It's not
Maybe.
his
I mean, why
fault.
not? Bobby Kennedy Jr. has the worm.
It tracks. It
They all
tracks.
have stuff in their brains.
I'm just saying, it tracks.
Well, let's see if the astro forecast tracks for us.
Okay, let's see what we got.
All right. So this is your astro forecast for March 10th through the 16th. This is kind of an interesting day, I think, for you and some of your nicknames. So Monday, March 10th, is Moon conjunct Beehive cluster in Cancer. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa, it's like the skies are just saying Sarah.
Yeah, so the moon aligns with the Beehive cluster, a deep space star group associated with nurturing and emotional connection. This transit heightens sensitivity, intuition, and nostalgia. So it's a deep emotional day. You may feel a need to reconnect with family, reminisce about the past, or simply retreat to some self care. And of course,
I mean,
most
that's
affected will
me every
be
day.
Cancer.
Of course.
Also, Pisces and Scorpio. You're going to have increased emotional awareness and intuition on Monday. And Capricorn may struggle with vulnerability or expressing emotions on this day. Um, Tuesday, March 11th, we have Mercury mayhem coming up all this week. So Mercury and Venus conjunction. Mercury, communication, meets Venus, love and harmony, making this a great day for conversations, socializing, and romantic connections. So expect easy conversations, heartfelt confessions, and a boost in creative expression, A great day to mend relationships or express love.
Oh, I feel
So,
like Mercury might be working with the right components so far.
yeah, it's going to turn into a butthead by the weekend, but
Okay.
enjoy it while it's being
Yeah,
cooperative.
boss being nice.
Yeah. So most affected is going to be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You're going to be feeling extra charming and social and mentally sharp. So it's your day to do
Oh,
some magic. And Taurus and Virgo, you're going to have easier time expressing emotions and deep thoughts, particularly.
interesting.
Wednesday, March 12th, Moon conjuncts Regulus in Leo, and Saturn conjunct Sun in Pisces. So the Moon meets Regulus, a royal star in Leo, boosting
Oh,
confidence and leadership energy.
that's so
Uh,
you, Adele.
yeah, we're going to be kind of shining this week for a little bit.
Yes.
Saturn aligns with the Sun in Pisces, bringing serious, responsible energy and possible wake up calls about personal growth. When it means a mix of confidence and hard lessons. While the Leo moon energy encourages you to shine, Saturn in Pisces is asking you to be responsible and disciplined in your
Oh,
dreams.
boo.
Yeah, Leo, we're going to be feeling bold and self assured on this day. Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius, you're going to be facing reality checks.
Uh,
So, good day to be a Leo.
that's just because Leo's refuses to get the lesson. They're like,
We're the one standing in your way from. There's like, no,
he's
no.
lying.
I don't know if we can do this. Nah, yeah, we can. It's going to be a lot of that. And then Thursday, March 13th, Sun conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So the Sun, which represents your ego, meets Saturn, discipline. So bringing a serious, structured energy that forces you to focus on long-term goals, responsibilities, and maturity. Sounds like Thursdays all the days I need to call about my tiny house stuff
Yeah, those
that
are the
I've been
days you
pushing off.
do those things on your to-do list.
So, what it means, this is not a lighthearted day. Expect lessons about boundaries, patience, and perseverance. It's a time to get serious about commitments and goals.
Ew.
Most affected will be Pisces. You may feel overwhelmed by responsibilities. Capricorn thrives under this energy, but may feel extra pressure. Virgo, work and self improvement demands increase. Oh, well, they're telling you to step it up, I guess. Sagittarius, you're feeling restricted or held back from free spirited impulses. Yeah, sorry for you. And then Friday, March 14th, this is a crazy day. We have a total lunar eclipse in Virgo and a Mercury retrograde in Aries starting on the same day. So we have a full moon and lunar eclipse in Virgo, which signals major endings and transformations, especially related to work, health, and routines. So big ones. And Mercury stations its ass retrograde in Aries, creating potential delays, miscommunications, and impulsive decision making. So, what it means, it's a powerful day for closure and change. Virgo energy asks you to refine your habits, while Mercury retrograde warns against rushing into anything. So the most affected signs are going to be Virgo, Pisces. You're going to have major shifts in personal and work life. Aries and Gemini, first to feel the chaos of Mercury retrograde. Double check everything on this day. At least it's towards the tail end of the week, so you have that. It's Friday.
Yeah, at least you got. Yeah, I mean, at least it's on a Friday, I guess.
Yeah, and then we get into the weekend. So
Come on
Mercury
now.
retrograde is going to intensify. It's going to be in full swing on Saturday, but thank God most of us won't be at work on that day.
Yeah.
So it's now fully in retrograde. So you really start feeling the noticeable confusion, tech issues, misunderstandings. So definitely expect delays, frustrating miscommunications, and you need to be patient. So just don't rush into things during this time, and double check your emails, double check your travel plans if you're traveling, and revisit old projects, but don't start anything new until this
Right, we have a
retrograde's
community
over.
cleanup on Saturday.
Well, that counts as like an old project, right? It's like something continuous.
Well, it's the first time we've done it in a long time, so
Well,
I don't know. It'll be fine.
just double check yourself.
Yeah.
You're
Let's
not even on the
double-check that.
list of the most affected. You're fine.
Okay, good.
Most affected will be Aries. You're going to be feeling impulsive, but should slow down.
It's like Steven's gonna break a
Watch
cake.
out, Stephen.
He's gonna break
Gemini,
a
you're going to be struggling with communication clarity.
cake.
Virgo, work disruptions or health-related
Oh
frustrations.
no.
So, yikes. Watch yourself, Virgo. Scorpio, relationship misunderstandings may arise. I'm going to watch myself with my Scorpio.
That's right.
Bob, you better do the same with Mom. And then Sunday, finally, Moon conjunct Spica in Virgo. So the Moon meets Spica, a bright star associated with precision and intelligence, making this a day for refining details, organizing, and seeking balance. What it means, after a chaotic few days, this is a good time to clean up mistakes, fine-tune plans, and focus on productivity. Most affected are going to be Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. You're going to have great energy for getting things done. And Libra, a chance to restore harmony in relationships and surroundings. So, in short, biggest days, March 14th, we're going to have that lunar eclipse and Mercury retrograde starts. Both will bring serious shifts and introspection. Signs that will feel the week the most will be Virgo, Pisces, Aries, Gemini. Expect major life changes, mental changes, or emotional breakthroughs. Best advice, stay flexible, embrace endings, avoid impulsive decisions. Mercury retrograde is a time to reflect, not rush. And back to you.
Wow, that all right. I mean, at least it's not going to happen on a Monday. I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
There's that. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh, so you little weirdos, you remember what I landed on way
Yeah.
back when? Yeah, it's a cryptid. That's
It's
right.
encrypted.
It's Adele's favorite. And so I'm wondering, have you ever heard of the Flatwoods Monster?
I think vaguely, just a name. The name sounds familiar,
Okay.
but I don't know what
Okay.
it is.
All right, I'm going to tell you all about it. So, we're going to take a little road trip in our minds to Flatwoods, West Virginia.
This
Home
sounds
of,
already like a great setting.
oh yeah, home of coal mines, country roads, and one of the freakiest monsters encounters of all time.
And the
That,
weird and wonderful whites, too, aren't they up there?
oh, God. So, we're going to be talking about the Flatwoods Monster, aka the Braxton County Beast, aka the night a bunch of West Virginians thought they were about to get probed.
Hmm. Okay.
Right. We there? All right.
Lindsey Graham was there.
I think Lindsey Graham was there. He was a young boy at the
That's
time.
what I heard.
So we're going back to September 12th, 1952. It's a crisp September evening, 1952. You're a kid in Flatwoods, West Virginia, and your main worries in life are probably running fast enough to avoid your mama's wooden spoon and just seeing if you're going to get to make it on the local Little League team, right? I mean, it's a little simpler time.
Mhm.
And then, boom, out of nowhere, a blazing fireball tears through the sky, shooting past the trees and crash landing in a field like a UFO with a drinking problem.
Okay. So it
All
just
right.
like, crashed and burned.
It literally crashed and burned. So enter our heroes here, Edward and Fred May, two brothers, like,
Of course.
Sarah and Adele. And, they have a friend over named Tommy who immediately react like any self-respecting small kids do in the 50s. Let's go investigate.
Let's get on
No
our bikes.
hesitation. No, hey, maybe we should let some grown-ups know what we just saw. Just pure, unfiltered, let's see if aliens exist energy. Like, let's go. Let's do it.
I think the big question to everybody is if you saw this right now, would you call the cops or go investigate? I would still rather go scoop it out, like Snoop.
Well, wait till you hear the story and see if you still feel that way.
All right.
Now, I know what you're thinking, right? You've got three kids. They're walking into the woods after claiming to see something crash land. And it's just like, here we go. Like we're asking for like a Stand By Me kind of situation to happen or something.
Or ET. Yeah. They
And
think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be like an ET kind of thing.
But guess what? Once they get out in the woods, they're not alone.
The cops
Their
are already there.
mom, Kathleen, a National Guardsman named Eugene, and a couple of neighbors are already beat them to the scene.
Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
I mean, this is on point though for Southern behavior though. Like
It,
everybody's gonna go look.
yeah, yeah,
Especially in the 50s. There's like no entertainment but odd stuff like that.
exactly. So, armed with flashlights and the boldness of people who have no idea what they're about to get into, they all just like, let's just go on and try to find the crash site. And so, why not? So,
Just look in
there
the
they
back
go.
of the truck. Come on.
But let's just do this. And so, this, my friends, is where things go from mildly spooky to what in the ever loving hell is it that they are going to see. So, they stumble upon this 10-foot tall thing with a glowing red face, giant bulging eyes like a fly, and a body shaped like a giant metal spade. Okay? Like a robot almost.
Okay.
So it's given like major robot on stilts kind of feel, right? And so that's not all it's given.
It's just standing there.
It's just
They're just like, hey.
how y'all doing?
And it's just like standing there and it's like armor or
He's
whatever.
just standing there. Yeah. And so not only that, according to these eyewitnesses, this thing reeked. Like they said it smelled like burning sulfur,
Ooh.
like a demon's armpit after leg day, or Satan's own egg salad sandwich left out in the sun. Quote.
Ooh.
No, that's not what it So that's what was like the most memorable. So anyway, so you got this towering nightmare in front of you that smells like rotten eggs, and it starts to hiss at them. It starts gliding towards them, like
Why are none of those descriptions what this thing's called though? Like the hissing stink monster or something like. I'm not getting. That's not what I would think this creature is from its name.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a little misleading.
They kind of missed the mark on naming this something awesome.
They named it the Flatwoods Monster, but it's really more of a robot. That's the Fleetwood Monster.
The Fleetwood Mac monster.
It's more like a Fleetwood, like car or something, because it's metal, you know.
Wow, that's a stretch. Okay.
I tried. Okay, so this thing is hissing at them, and then it starts like gliding toward them, like a low budget horror movie.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Floating.
So at this point, Eugene, you know, the professional, let's not forget, you know, he's the National Guard's guy. He screams, drops his flashlight, and takes off, leaving everybody to fend for themselves like a real gentleman. And the rest of the
National Guard, they're like part-time, right?
So then the rest of the group's like, what the hell? And so they just take off too and just, you know, start running away. So here's the aftermath, okay? And here's where the story gets even stranger. As they make it back down to the town, some of them start feeling really sick. Like their throats are burning, they have nausea, vomiting kind of sickness, almost like they had been exposed to something toxic. I'm thinking maybe they hadn't ran in a while.
Maybe.
Like, vomit. But I don't.
Yeah, that's true though. Like a lot of times you feel sick after you get really scared.
Very true. And so, you know, naturally they're freaking out and they're like, what if we just have been exposed to like, you know, an alien like that has toxins or space germs and, you know, we're gonna die or something. So, the police show up now and the monster is gone. And the only thing that is left behind is the nasty stench and some mysterious tracks in the dirt.
What? They didn't find the craft? It had crashed.
No.
I guess
So
it.
after the initial encounter, which was on September 12th, 1952, there were a few scattered reports the following weeks of people saying that they saw strange lights or heard eerie noises. Some locals claim to have seen similar creatures, but nothing as dramatic as the original event. And in the decades since, there had been no verified modern sightings of anything matching the 10-foot tall red face hissing nightmare that the original Flatwoods crew encountered that night. So, what do we think they saw? So, number one, was it an alien? So, this is a crowd favorite. A UFO was sighted, something crashed, and boom, big old monster appears. So, the red glowing face, the like what they said, like when he was gliding, did they mean like floating? Is that what they kind of meant?
Yeah.
And the fumes, they're like, maybe he just got off of a spaceship. That's one of the theories.
Okay.
Now, this is a fun one. It was an owl.
Like a giant owl?
Yes.
Or a regular?
So here comes the skeptics. Okay, this is their rational explanation. Some people think they saw a barn owl sitting in a tree. Its eyes reflecting the flashlight, and the metal body was just branches or shadows. Now, I don't know about you. I've seen some creepy looking owls, but I've never really mistaken one for a 10-foot tall demon robot. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, and it's these people are from there. Like, I
I
don't.
would think they're
I
used to
kind of trust to an extent people knowing their local wildlife.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like somebody there would have been like, it's just an owl, y'all.
Just
Pack
no.
down. Let's go look at this crash site. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, I'm leaning towards it's something like that, but I don't think it was that. That just seems a little too silly. Like, people are stupid, but they're not bloody stupid.
I mean, this is West Virginia, guys. I'm sure these folks have seen owls.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not buying that.
Yeah. All right, theory number 3. Was it military testing? Because there just happens to have been a military base nearby. And we got to remember, we're in the Cold War era. So some people think that the UFO was actually a missile or an experimental aircraft, and the monster was some sort of suit or test dummy. So because nothing says top secret government project like a red giant faced robot terrifying some small town folks in the middle of the night. I think that could track, maybe.
It could. I just always feel like the military, it's always like the scapegoat. Like, it's always the out. Like, I mean, I guess it's possible, but wouldn't they at least be like, it's okay, people, don't be alarmed?
I mean, what do you think? Do you have a theory?
I don't know. The lack of there being, so there's never been a found craft that it crashed in. It makes me think it's just a hoax.
I mean, that's a pretty crazy hoax. It's some kids playing robot.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I'm leaning more towards a hoax.
Yeah. Well, so West Virginia has embraced the Flatwoods Monster. So, it's become a legend, right? And so they basically, I mean, they've got a Flatwoods Monster Museum. They have giant Flatwoods monster chairs and even an annual festival dedicated to the thing. So, I mean, I feel like if that's not small town America enough, turning trauma into tourism, I don't know what is. Like, why not? Like, let's turn it into tourism. So, final thoughts. So, let's say it's 1952 and you see this whole thing. Are you still gonna run and check it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would too.
I still would.
I really think
now
I would too.
So the people felt sick after, but they had no long-term effects?
Correct. It was just...
I just kind of wonder if they smelled, if there was an explosion that they maybe thought was a craft crashing, and it released like really stinky methane or something and made them all kind of hallucinate.
I mean, that's true
And maybe they
too.
did see an owl, but they were all like hallucinating and thought it was a monster. That's what I think is probably
Methane. They were high on methane in West Virginia.
something.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking it probably really happened. They were exposed to some sort of gas that they got kind of like there was an explosion.
They got too close.
Smelly gas was released, maybe methane or something, and they all got a little woohoo. And maybe an owl on a tree, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's a monster! It's gliding towards us." I think that's probably what happened.
Still, I think that's probably it. I really do.
I really
feel
think
like
that's what
that is
happened.
really what happens. But you know what? That's why we love cryptid stories, right? Because even if they make zero sense, they somehow like always find a way to become part of the culture or a
Yeah.
folklore or a festival.
The way people make it make sense is the most interesting part.
It really is. It's
It's
like
not the cryptid itself.
it's that is very true. And so that's my tale of the Flatwoods Monster. I mean, it's short and sweet, but Brood, I would really like to know, and I think Adele agrees with me. Have you guys ever seen a UFO?
Or what
Like,
you
I would
call it as a
love to hear
UFO.
your UFO stories. Or, I mean, if you want to tell us about the weirdest thing you've ever smelled, whatever. Like, hit
Yeah,
us
or
up,
have you ever had this happen where like you smelled really what you thought was sulfur or demon, but it turns out you were hallucinating? And what
right?
was that?
Exactly. Like, what was that smell?
Because
Or
I'm
we can
always
just
so right. It's the sulfur smell. Everybody's like, "Oh, I smell sulfur," and I'm like,
evil.
"Well, okay, what causes sulfur smells that aren't demons? And could that make you hallucinate demons or aliens?"
Right? It's
Like,
true though. That's a very interesting theory. And I think we probably saw that theory in this story about the Flatwoods Monster.
I
But I
think
think
so.
it's I love that they have a festival. I love they have a museum. I mean, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate it. You gotta celebrate
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yes, you do. And thanks to my source, which was all chat GPT on this one. So it pulled everything for me and put it in a nice little write up, and I loved it because I just thought it was I had never heard of this, and I have to say, like, you know, when I always have such a hard time with cryptids because there's so many, and so like I was going through the list of all the ones that we've covered, we've done, and then like this one, I was like, ooh, what is it? And then when I read about it, I was like, this is just funny to me, like the whole story. You know, since you terrified so many of our listeners last week, I figured I would keep it light this week and make you laugh.
Probably a good direction to go. You already lost an hour this week
You
with the
are like, we
caffeine.
don't want to throw
So.
too much on you. Like you may have already canceled your beach trip. I don't know. If you're planning to go for all the mountains, maybe don't do that either.
Yeah,
Maybe just stay home.
you shouldn't be
Staycation.
traveling anyway because of Mercury retrograde. So I might have just saved your life, people.
Yeah, you really did. Well, it's so funny, Adele, because I have a hard time sleeping, and so I'll listen to these sleep talk downs. And it, wouldn't you know, after you told that damn story last week, it was like, imagine you're in a raft in the ocean. And I was like, ah!
It's like, why would you tell me that? No,
It's like, you're floating in the water. And I'm just like,
the
oh,
open water.
in a raft.
This is not relaxing at
Oh,
all.
it wasn't very relaxing at all. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you.
I don't even like the deep end of pools. Like, I just know there's a giant shark down there.
So you're just gonna stick with maybe like running through a sprinkler if you get too hot and staying on
I
land.
drink water. I
Just
don't need
fly.
water for much else. And I'm a shower person, so I don't even do baths. Don't like those either.
Oh, Dale, man, keeping us safe. We appreciate it.
Hmm.
So I believe this week we have a full wheel back to spin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we do. I even added another topic.
Uh-oh, a
No,
new
it's okay.
topic.
It's fun. It's a WTF topic. Just like
Okay.
what? Because some of these things don't quite fit, or they span like across a lot of these.
Yeah, I love it.
So we have a WTF topic now too. And I put Travis. I'll just toss that in sparingly. You were landing on it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
So I took
if I can
Travis
top
off for a little bit.
Travis.
I'll throw Travis back in here and there. Keep it
Sounds fun.
fresh.
I like it. Yeah,
But yeah, so we have full wheel. I guess we can go ahead and spin it.
let's do it.
All right, here we go. Oh, there's no freaking way. I got it.
I say let's spin it. You want to spin again?
Spin it again. All right.
Oh, oh, oh.
All right, I got a ghost.
All right, we haven't done one in a while, so that'll be good.
Yeah. All
That'll be
right,
really
well,
good.
I'll be back next time with a ghost story.
Yes, I always, I love a ghost story, so I'll be ready.
Yeah, let's think of a good one.
Yes, I know you will. Well, as we say here on our podcast, folks, please stay safe out there
Stay curious.
and never trust the local town folk.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say your nose as well.
And yeah, trust that nose. The
Yeah.
nose knows.
It does. Smell that
Bye.
thing, you're going to hallucinate.
Have a good week.
Later, taters.